here's Brody Brazil.
Joe Pavelski makes his return to SAP Center on Saturday in what is sure to be a night of connections, emotions, and yes, a little weirdness too. Little Joe, as he was once known, turned into the Big Pavelski during his time with the Sharks. We saw the evolution of a 7th-round draft pick who ended up representing his country and his NHL team as captain. Former teammate Dan Boyle was much like Pavelski, entering the league without a lot of expectations, such as a top prospect. I asked Boyle if that made Joe relatable.
You know, I played for 18 years. I played with a lot of guys, and I most of the guys are good dudes. In hockey, there's very few guys that are not, but you know, some guys have different attitudes. Some guys are prima donnas. Some guys, you know, and Pavs he was so easy to deal with. He's just like, I would use the word likable. You use a similar word, but I would say he's so easy to like and easy to befriend, whether you're a rookie or a 20-year vet. He's kind of one of those guys. And I think to add to what you said, I think having not been drafted, having seen, you know, some of the things that young guys go through, maybe getting set down or not playing enough or not playing a lot. I mean, he's kind of gone through that. I just found him really likable, really easygoing, no BS, no personal agenda. And, you know, I personally always appreciate the guys that work hard more than talent and, you know, goal scoring or, you know, X, Y, and Z. I always appreciate hard workers, and he's right up there.
Digging a little more into his personality, I asked former teammate Douglas Murray how Pavelski overcame certain physical attributes. I mean, let's be honest, number 8 in teal was never the biggest or fastest or had the hardest shot out there on the ice.
He's a guy that throughout the year worked out hard in the gym. I mean, he would do heavy legs in the middle of the season. Believe me, I did not do heavy legs in the season. I was like, what is this guy doing? I need to rest. I remember times when maybe he didn't have the jump that day, and like, oh, it's because he's working out too hard. But it was times I didn't have the jump too. But he's a workhorse behind the scenes too, and he doesn't somebody that wants to show it off. But he was an extremely hard worker with a lot of talent.
Dan Boyle echoes the sentiments of hard work on a very consistent basis by Joe Pavelski.
For me, it's just one of those guys that when I was in the locker room, I know I gave it everything I had. And on some nights, you know, some of my teammates didn't. And he was one of those guys that he sat kind of to the right of me down the locker room at the home rink. But he's one of those guys you never had to worry about. So it's not a specific answer to your question, but it's just something that you got every night in, night out, no matter how he was feeling, how he was playing. His effort was always there. So, you know, specific answers, one might pop into my head later, but I don't know. I've always appreciated his work ethic.
But there's also a deeper layer of what made Pavelski successful in San Jose. People call it hockey IQ, but there's an interesting story Devin Setoguchi shared with me about how Joe was very much a student of the game, including the journaling of hockey experiences.
Pavs would write a hockey journal after games and you know, figure out, like, look over his stuff, that what he used to do, what he did wrong, where he needed to be better. And I remember him going to Detroit and asking Todd or Jay Woodcroft if he could set up a meeting with Datsuk to go pick his brain on playing hockey, you know? And stuff like that, where as I was young and stupid and childish, I was like, man, why is he doing that? Like that's not, I don't think that's professional kind of thing. Like, why would you go to the opposing player to talk about that? And now I'm like, man, I wish I would have done the things Pavs did. And so he was always a good friend, a great teammate, and like a guy that you could always count on. So that's a big thing that I remember about Pavs for sure.
But now Pavelski is coming back to San Jose, and we have to be brutally honest here. Neither he nor the Sharks are on the paces this season that we've come to expect. Seto went on to say that transition in this league is not easy, especially when familiarity had led itself to success for Pavelski over so many years.
Where I think it might be harder just a little bit for him is when he was here, things were tailored around him, like between him and Bernsey. So Burnsy and him had this amazing connection. And it was when Burnsy got the puck, he shot it. And when he shot it at Pavs. And Pavs tipped the puck. And Pavs would go to the net. So it's kind of like he had his spot. He knew where he needed to be. And he knew that if he did it, he was going to be successful because he had that rapport that he had with Burnsy. He also had it with his other players. But it just being able to, like, not have to think about where you're going and you just know where to go is completely different. And I always take it back to when I was playing with Jumbo and Patty. I knew that when I got the puck on the wall and I cycled it down low, I had to beat a guy to an empty space and the puck was going to be on my stick. That was it. Or if they had it below the goal line, I had to lose a guy, find the space where no one else was, and Jumbo was going to find me or Patty was going to find me. And that was just, you knew that. So finding that through other teams is a lot harder. And it just, the systems are different. Plain and simple.
So on a human level, what can we expect on the night of a return like this? Douglas Murray knows exactly what the situation is like through his own experiences and a couple years ago watching his buddy Patrick Marleau also come back to San Jose as a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Myself, I just wanted to hit everything that moved that game, and it was an emotional and very emotional game, and I was so appreciative of Sharks organization for recognizing me, but also the warm welcome of the fans. And I saw Patty after, which was on a completely different level than me. I think he had 2 of my careers and more when he returned. And I met him briefly downstairs after the game, and honestly, he almost looked like he'd seen a ghost. It was weird. It wasn't like, it was a really, really awkward moment. And if anyone is going to be calm and cool and collective in this, it's probably going to be Pavs. I hope he's going to be super emotional, and I wish him all the best, except when he plays the Sharks, obviously. So let's hope he's a little too emotional and we win the game and he really get recognized because he deserves that. But in short, just lose the game like I did.
Yeah, lose the game. That would be great. Actually, what would be perfect, Pavelski can go out and score a goal in a 5-1 Dallas Stars loss.